Today we're going to be talking about the Leica M3. If you're into that, maybe stick around. If not, please don't go. My self-worth is directly correlated to how well this video does. The Leica M3 is definitely a camera. This video was originally supposed to look a lot different and mildly more positive, but that's boring and nobody would watch that. So I put a few rolls through the Leica M3 and I decided I hate it and it's Stop! If you don't want me to hate you and think you're too, maybe consider liking and subscribing. That's it. Bye-bye. Das Vidania. Johnny! Despite its name, the M3 was the first M-series camera ever released by Leica back in 1954. Yep, that's right. The Leica M3 came out exactly 69 years ago. Don't get your hopes up though. That's the best thing about this camera. Anyway, the 3 is actually in reference to the 3 built-in frame lines for the 50mm, 90mm, and 135mm lenses. The Leica M3 was actually the first ever rangefinder to combine the rangefinder patch with the viewfinder. Before, you would have to go through the archaic process of focusing and then putting your eye up to the viewfinder. Thankfully, engineers in their 50s got their shit together and we no longer have to do that. All Leica M-series film cameras is a quick load system, which unlike other 35mm cameras, where the film is loaded from the back, the Leica M-series film cameras are loaded from the bottom. I actually personally find this process slower. This is because you have to take out the take-up spool. This is fixed on the later releases of the Leica M-series cameras. The Leica M3 is fully mechanical and doesn't take any batteries. This is a good and a bad thing though, because that means that it doesn't have a light meter. This means you either have to carry one around, use your phone, or like I did, mount one to the cold shoe of the camera. I found this method most convenient as I don't really want to be messing around with my phone when I'm trying to take photos, and I felt that carrying one around would just kind of be overkill for 35mm, especially when that format is typically supposed to be more compact. I still find it like somewhat annoying that I have to have the light meter on the camera, as I think it kind of like makes it look ugly. And I might just be lazy, but I don't really want to take my eye off the viewfinder to check the exposure. The body's made out of brass, which definitely adds some weight, but also adds the high quality feel to the camera. Unless you've been living under a rock, or more likely don't spend hours a day staring at an eBay listing for a camera you know you can't afford, you probably know about the Leica hype. I'm a bit ashamed to admit it, but I bought into the Leica hype as well. I just found out when shooting that I don't really care about the quality of the camera. As long as it like gives me a good picture, I don't really give a fuck to a certain extent. The 50mm f2 Summicron that I had on this was like a super sharp lens, probably the sharpest lens I've ever used in my life, but it just was limited by the fact that it was on a 35mm camera. Not to say that 35mm doesn't have a time and a place, it's just that quality for me is a big factor in a photo. I don't know, I just feel like when I have the intention to go take pictures of things, I'd rather pick up a medium format camera just because of that higher quality. I think I'm just going to limit my use of 35mm to less serious work and parties. Overall, with lighter, more affordable options in the Yashica T4 and more high quality options in my medium format cameras, I just find that I seldom picked up the M3. I mean, who knows? My opinions on Leica and 35mm may change in the future, especially if my parents buy me the new Leica M6 for graduation with the 35mm Summa Lux, please. Thank you. But till then, fuck Leica. A few rolls to the Leica M3 and I hate it and it's shit.